Hey, what's up? It's Kwai here. In this video, I just want to share with you a recent comment that I received from someone who asked me the question, Kwai, do you get nervous when you're talking to CEOs? What I do is during the day is I make a lot of phone calls. I call up a lot of managing directors. I call up a lot of CEOs. They're all these people running multi-million-dollar corporations. They have about 100+ staff. They're very busy, very powerful, influential. And they're very, they can be very intimidating. They're very tough on the phone. So they can be very tough on the phone. They're very intimidating and so forth. And I totally understand and agree that it can be nerve-wracking to speak to these type of people. But the thing is that in order for you to overcome those nerves, in order to stop being nervous, being on the phone, you just have to, it's just repetition. That's what I did was I had an Excel spreadsheet. And on that Excel spreadsheet had how many calls I made that day and how many appointments that I booked. Those are the two main metrics. And I made sure that I made at least 10 phone calls per day. So I'll pick up the phone and I'll cold call these people. Sometimes it'll be warm calls, but I'll cold call them and I'll interrupt their day. So these are CEOs, very, very busy people, and I would, and keep in mind that these guys, they are always receiving calls from telemarketers, salespeople, so they can get really irritated. As soon as you pick up the phone, hi, this is Kwai from blah, 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 how are you? Yeah, I'm good. It's like, that's the response that you're going to get. And that's the thing, is that it can be nerve-wracking, and if you stuff up the pitch, if you sound like you're not confident, then they're not going to go with you, they're not confident in your products and services. So therefore, you need to learn to overcome this nerve-wracking experience by just repetition. Keep practicing and keep calling it. That's the only way to do it. It can be really nerve-wracking. My advice to use this, if you're afraid of stuffing up on the phone, is that just keep practicing, just keep hitting those numbers. I found that after about 30 phone calls that I did, it took about 30 phone calls, and once I hit those numbers, it took about 30 phone calls, and once I got over the initial 30, then I started feeling a lot more confident. Of course, the first 30 is going to really stuff you up. Even the first 100, you're going to stuff up, you're going to screw up on the phone, and that's okay. You give yourself permission to stuff up, to not sound confident. If they yell at you, they yell at you. If you miss your words, you miss your words. If you get nervous, just hang up the phone. Don't worry about it. Move on to the next one. Okay, the first 100 is the most important. You got to get past the first 100, but I guarantee you, after you get past the first 100 phone calls, then you're not going to feel nervous anymore. And now I'm at a point where I'm so comfortable talking to people on the phone when I'm cold calling. I'm so comfortable talking to CEOs now. When they hear me, they can hear the confidence in my voice, and now I've reached a point where I can actually lead them. I can guide them on what to do, and I know how they're thinking. I know that they know that I'm a sales guy. I'm trying to build rapport. I get all that stuff. I already understand that stuff, but they still listen, and that's the thing, that you need to ultimately get to a point where you're no longer nervous. I mean, there's always a bit of that nervousness there, but you need to get to that point where you're now controlling the conversation, where you call them up with confidence, with that good tonality, and then now you guide them towards the next appointment. And that's what you want to do. So what I do is I pick up the phone. Hi, this is Kwai calling from XYZ. How are you today? Yeah, good. That's always the response. Yeah, good. Yeah, fantastic. I'll be really quick. Basically, the reason why I'm calling is basically we received your email in regards to XYZ. Yeah, and I'll just want to ask you a quick question about this XYZ. And then they'll say, okay, yeah, well, and then they'll start talking a tiny bit. Okay, that sounds really good. Look, I really want to get you in an appointment with one of our engineers or whatever it is. Are you free sometime this week or next week? And then say, oh, I don't know. Yeah, look, it'll be really quick, no pressure whatsoever. Okay, yeah, I can probably do something next week. Yeah, fantastic. I'll book it in. Well, I really appreciate your time, and thanks a lot. That's the basics of my call. It's very short, very clean. It's not too over the top, not too much Tony Robbins enthusiasm. It's enough to book the appointment, and that's what you want to do. Your perspective on these people who you're calling is that they're probably on the way to a meeting. They're wearing a suit, they're on the way to a meeting, they're in the middle of something, and they're always interrupted. They get a lot of phone calls every day, so therefore you need to be very quick, very confident, and you need to book them for an appointment for the next day. And to overcome the nervousness, all you need to do is just going to need to just keep practicing, keep calling, keep making those calls, and I guarantee you're going to hit those numbers, and you're going to no longer be nervous talking to these guys on the phone. So that being said, I really hope you found value in this video. Please check out my channel. I've got lots of really amazing sales content. Please subscribe, and I'll see you guys next one. Thanks.